Is your private information protected against identity theft? Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is COMCAST Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Media and Public Information Specialist for the Michigan Public Service Commission, Judy Palnau. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we're not talking about any kind of identity theft, because certainly that can encompass once somebody steals your identity, they can get into your bank accounts, open credit cards, do all kinds of crazy things, and that's typically what we think of. But in your position, in your job, you see folks who have perhaps been able to steal an identity, then take over a utility account?
Yes, identity thieves not only target credit cards and bank accounts, but they also establish utility service in somebody else's name. And so we encourage folks not to give out their name and account information to anyone, really, and that goes for whether it's on the phone, door-to-door salesmen, or other folks who are in your home who have access to it. They can use this information to establish service without the customer's knowledge or permission, and it can create problems. So safeguarding that information is very, very important. And especially we are hearing from utilities that over the phone in particular, there's some high pressure tactics used to convince people to send them money, them total strangers, claiming that if they don't get the money, they'll be shut off. And people do unfortunately get scared and hand over money, and then they never see the money again, and they were never with the utility. Utilities don't operate like that. This is definitely a scam, and it affects large parts of Michigan.
So obviously keeping your mouth shut, not sharing your personal information, that's kind of a no-brainer. If somebody's tampered with your mail, you're going to want to maybe make some changes, that type of thing. So much is done online right now. I know I don't get a bill anymore. It's automatically, it's kind of connected to my bank account, which is kind of scary, right? And everything's done online. I get my statements. Should we be changing passwords frequently or looking for anything in particular as a warning sign?
That we have not heard from utilities about in particular, but it is the door-to-door and in particular lately the phone pressure tactics that seems to be where the utility identity thieves seem to focus on that.
And I would think when you are first establishing service, or maybe when you're switching it to a new address or cutting it off, when you are giving out that information to someone, that's when you need to be the most careful?
The customer needs to be fully in charge of their contact with the utility. They need to be doing that themselves to make sure that, first of all, their service gets switched in a timely manner and that service is stopped where they want it stopped, but also just to not delegate that authority to anybody else. They need to take full control of that and do that 10 days before starting new service, transferring service, or terminating service. That way the utility has plenty of time to plan for that.
What if you suspect perhaps you have already been a victim of some sort of utility account theft? What would you do? We
encourage folks to contact the utility and ask for the security or the fraud department. They actually have departments that work with customers on this. It's important to dispute any unauthorized bills and to explain why they were victimized and shouldn't be held accountable.
All right, just one more thing all of us need to worry about out there, but good to be aware that it's going on so that hopefully we can prevent any of that type of theft before it happens. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit michigan.gov/MPSC, or you can call toll-free 1-800-292-9555. Today's COMCAST Newsmaker was Judy Palnau, the Media and Public Information Specialist for the Michigan Public Service Commission.